simcha in the family. My grandson is had a baby boy. And tomorrow night he's having the Wachnacht up in the mountains, the bris Friday morning in the mountains. So Baruch Hashem, simchas. And this week starts off with the word Vahoya, which is simcha. So it's perfect timing. I saw a beautiful story. Actually, I heard from B'Mailach Peterman. Last week was the outside of the roof in Kruke, the Megala Mukos. And the Nos Nuta, he's buried in Krakow. He passed away 392 years ago. He was a very, very holy man, big Mekubal. And one day he announced that he's leaving town. For no reason. Didn't explain anything. They asked him why. I'm leaving town. This and this date, I'm leaving town. That date came around, and he said, Rabbi Isai, I decided I'm staying. I can't tell you why I decided to leave, but I'll tell you why I decided to stay. Because of a din Torah I had yesterday. What was it in Torah? It said a poor man and a rich man, a wealthy man, came to the Torah. The wealthy man was taking the poor man to the Torah. What was the Torah all about? He said, one day I was walking in the street, in the shuk, in the marketplace, and I see this Talmud Chochem, this poor man was a big Talmud Chochem. He's standing there and selling bread. He says, you're standing in the marketplace selling bread? Ma pitom. He said, listen to me. From now on, I'm giving you salary. You belong to the Besmedrash, not selling bread in the marketplace. Okay? He listened to him. He went to Besmedrash. He was flying high, learning, davening. He says to the Rav, yesterday, I walk in the marketplace and I see he's standing again selling bread. I said to him, what's this? He said, I changed my mind. I said, you better me change your mind. Let's go to the Rav. So they came to the Rav. And the Rav said, what are you tiny? What's the lie? Why? Why did you change your mind? He said, listen, Rav, I'll tell you the truth. When I was selling bread, I was so connected to Hashem. He said, first of all, we had to buy wheat. So when I went out to buy the wheat, I asked Hashem to make sure that I get good wheat. I was sitting with my wife and grinding the wheat, and we davened Hashem that the flour should come out perfect. And then we needed the bread, and then we davened that it should grow. Bread should grow. We put it into the oven, and we davened Hashem that the bread should come out like Moshe, right? You daven every day. The bread should come out right. So I said I felt connected to Hashem, and now suddenly I'm davening and learning, but I lost the connection. The Rav said it. These are the kind of Torahs I have in my town. I'm not leaving. I'm leaving. I'm staying here. What did the Gemara say? Megala Mikis. New to Shapiro. Passed away 392 years ago. I had the supposed to be able to caver many years ago in Krakow. Very next to Ramu and many Gedolim.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. If you were in Krakow, I'm sure you were there. And by the way, talking about Krakow, the Ramu.
Bach, the Malodmikas,
the
Ramu.
Yeah, by the way, the Ramu, who was the Rav in Krakow, and that's that shul that's left
100 years before.
next to the cemetery. There was an incredible story with the Ramu. That in those days, everyone made weddings Friday afternoon. That was the minute. Friday afternoon were the weddings. And Friday night, people came to say L'chaim. They came to, like a Shulam Zucher, basically. So one Friday night, there was a family who lived not far from the shul, across the street from the shul. And they were not Shomer Shabbos. And the music was playing. And the Ramu comes to daven the shul, and the music is playing. So they sent a messenger. He said, stop, not right now, it's Shabbos. Can't do it. Huh? Yehudim, but lo Shomrei Torah. So they laughed at him, they threw him out. They came back to the Rav, they told him what they said. The Rebbe sent him again. He said, "This is the last warning. I'm warning you the last time. If you don't stop."
Wow.
Of course, they kicked the guy out, and the entire house collapsed on them. They all got killed. That's the koyach of the tzaddikim once upon a time.
They weren't afraid to use it.
Huh? Chilu Shabbos, mechalem oisumas.
Ich habe gehört, dass der Zayan gesehen, sie bekennen sich das bauen. It's not just do a party.
Could be. Every story as the age goes, as the years go by.
Maybe
They
not.
got, the beard grows longer and longer.
But this is
That's a famous story. Okay, so we have this week we have a Chaim HaKodesh. Originally Moshe Korn had requested this shiur, and he wanted the Chaim HaKodesh. Yossi requested the shiur. You requested the Chaim HaKodesh. But
Because of the Trump
so, Yossi says he requested Chultan Kigel.
It's not true. He made the move.
Yeah, he made the move. He came over to me. It's true.
We'll fight after this year. We'll fight
It's
after
true.
this
It's true. True. He twisted my arm, and I said, okay.
Yossi, go, thank you.
But so this week I have a few interesting pieces of Chaim HaKodesh. The first piece of Chaim HaKodesh was mamish beautiful. So this week's parasha starts V'hoya Ekev Tishmuna Mitzvahs Hashem. If we will listen at the end, we will listen to Mitzvahs Hashem, and Hashem tells us reward many good things. As we mentioned last week, that the entire Sefer Devorim is Moshe Rabbeinu's savor, his goodbye to Klal Yisrael. And like Mephoshim bring that the reason he rebuked them only before he passed away, this was Rosh Chodesh Shvat, and he passed away Zayin Oder, 37 days later. For the last month of his life, he reminded them of all the problems they gave him the 40 years in the Midbar, and everything, and all the trouble that they made all the years. So this is part of the rebuke. But now he's giving them good stuff, rewards.
Touch Eikev.
You'll soon find out.
Stimmen?
You'll soon find out.
Wow.
He talks about it.
Wow.
Push-up shot.
Wow.
Push-up
Push-up
shot.
shot.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. If.
Let the Rebbe touch the title.
If.
Targum
Yeah,
is
but
chaluf in exchange.
If.
The Targum says exchange. In
Exchange for what you're going to listen to Hashem, you're going to get,
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
if you're going to listen. So
Yeah. Hope the associated.
So the Chaim HaKodesh says, what we have to understand, what's this V'hoya? V'hoya, Pasha Taich of V'hoya, it will be. So the Ma'yeh, what's going to be? In Mashmir Shoim, B'Samachim is talking about the Shmir that he tells later on, that if you're going to listen to Hashem, he's going to be Shoimer. What's Ekev Tishmon? What's Ekev Tishmon? If you're going to listen, B'Shamar, Hashem will keep his promise that he promised you. Umat Tzoril B'Tevis V'hoya. What's the point of saying the V'hoya? If you're going to listen, Ma Pirush. Oy tzorich ledas, another thing we have to understand. Oymra Ekev. What's the touch Ekev? Im Tishmon. If you're going to listen, if you will go on the ways of Hashem, if you will listen, so what's the Ekev? Rabbi saying Zaldosh and Tanchuma, im mitzvah she'odem dosh va'akevov. The mitzvahs that a person steps upon, like the unimportant mitzvahs that a person thinks they're not so important, Tishmon, but they're drash. But he says a different shot. He's Bora Derech Omram, Zal, the Medrash Rabbah says in Bereshis, Ein v'hoya ela simcha. The Gemara in Megillah has a whole, where it says Vayhi is tzar, and v'hoya simcha, the whole pshat over there. Many different rayas from different places. But where it says v'hoya, simcha. V'hine, Adonai Nevi'im, the master of all the prophets in all generations, which was Moshe Rabbeinu. He came with his pleasant words, L'hoy b'musar noim, to tell us a Ishma kemusar ke'ein la'odam l'smoyach. A person cannot rejoice in this world, Elo, k'sheyishmai lasos, says, Kol ha'shetziv Hashem lasos. If you listen to all Hashem's commandments, then he can rejoice. But as long as a person feels that he wasn't Makayim all the mitzvahs of Hashem, everything to the last detail, to the last T, Bein mitzvahs lo yisaseh, bein mitzvahs aseh. Upon someone like that, Shlomo Melech said, what are you happy about? Like the famous story, somebody once came to Reb Chaim Kanievsky and he said he wants a bracha. What's the bracha? He said, I bought a very fancy car. I'm afraid of Ein Hara. So Reb Chaim asked him, do you know the whole Shas Baal Peh? He said, no. He said, you know at least one Masechta will pay? He said, no. He says, who's going to be jealous of you? Who's going to be jealous of you? So he said the same gedanke. He said, L'simcha mazois, are you happy? What are you happy about? Eikev is the heel of a person, all the way in the bottom. So at the end, if you're going to be Mekayim, all the mitzvahs Hashem, all the way down to the bottom, Perish, Eikev is so vitachlis. We see the Chazal tell us in the Mishnah, Be'ikvis Mashiach, the last steps of Mashiach.
At the end, right.
We're living right now.
In the end. Eikev is nicht starts the first.
And it's also nice, so
Oh,
happy.
do some Shabbat.
Eikev starts the first.
The Kavai.
Why?
Eikev is Mashiach. Yeah, the heels.
No.
Yeah.
Why said der Rebbe getouched war? No?
Ja, da habe ich da aber.
Well, but Eikev
Push up shot and push it the way
Wasn't she can't get that.
If no.
If it would only be Vav, we say it would have been in. He says, in tiefere Werte.
No, but Eikev meint a first.
Ja, das ist
Jacob mit Isaac.
Das ist
Ja,
der
the first.
Okay.
Das ist der Heimakudish.
No.
In the end, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Yes, he brings it back to
So at the end,
to word.
if you're going to listen all the way down to the
Right.
bottom of every single mitzvah, then you can be happy. Otherwise, what are you happy about?
No,
Keeping
no.
Zman biyosai, because the end of time when Mashiach will come, the Korah b'yameinu, you call it ikvis. It's called the akevim, the last steps, the heels.
Yeah.
If you will listen to the mishpatim of Hashem, b'shmatim asisem, and you will heed everything, every command of Hashem, all the way down to the last one, oz man simcha.
Nochal Oseh.
Yeah, that was gets the frying.
No
Be
say
happy. The chol shlo yeh lezeh. If a person has not arrived to that point of listening to every single mitzvah, mitzvah says and mitzvah lo says, ein labokam l'smoyach. What are you happy about?
All right, take a smile off your face.
The Kemama Chasidei Yisrael, like it's brought down Chayvus Alavavos. Shaporish, a person who abstains from the mundane, a person who abstains from Taivus Olam Haz is called a Porish. Evloi Beliboy, so in his heart, he feels that it's not good enough, he wants to do better and better. But he has an external smile, he's always happy. How can a person be happy if he's going to stand with shame and disgrace? At the end of time, after 120, you're going to come up to Shemayim, and they're going to ask you, did you do what you're supposed to do in this world? So you're going to not going to know where to bury yourself. So a person who's in that matzav, what are you happy about? What are you happy about?
That's what you are.
And even more so, if you've done such a vedas that you deserve the death penalty. Your head chopped off. But if he's a Shiur Eikev with so Eikev, if you're going to listen to all, you're going to heed all the mitzvahs of Hashem, then Behoyo against his Nafreila. Oidnes Kavan Loima, he continues and he says weiter, at the end, if he has listened to everything, and as long as he's still alive and you haven't reached the end, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't believe even in his holy ones, because a person you can't even know the famous Rabbi Yochanan, Kohen Gadol. 80 years, he was Kohen Gadol 80 years and became a tzedaki, which means that even a person is on the highest level, you don't know until you close your eyes. Once you're down under, then you know that it's done. Then you can rejoice.
So you never feel secure.
Right?
Always more to do.
Oidnes Kav noch abschad sagt der Rechaim HaKadosh, שצורך שילמוד התורה בשמחה, והויו עקב תשמון יתבי בשמחה מילון תורה, ולא ביצובה, not down. דברי תורה אסורים לעובל. You know, Allah is that when a person is in Avelus, Chas V'Shalom Rechmana Litzlan, when a person loses a loved one, you're in Avelus, and those, also Tisha B'Av, you're not allowed to learn Torah. Why? Because B'kudei Hashem Yishorim is Samchei Lev. Torah makes a person happy. Come say goodbye to everyone. He's leaving Eretz Yisrael.
Oh, so nice.
Don't understand.
Chaim L'Shalom. That's later. Have us all in mind.
Idole.
We should get there before Shabbos.
Amen.
We all get there before
Enjoy
Shabbos.
yourself.
Captain Shah.
You guys singen?
It's a
Surprise guest.
Oid Rebbe Zerech Omroi, noch abschat. Avrami, noch Pshat. Pekuda Hashem Yishorim Mesamchei Lev. The mitzvahs of Hashem are straight. Mesamchei Lev makes a person happy. V'amei v'hoyo. Hasimcha tiyeh, the simcha should be Ekev Tishbu, and Pirush Ekev. Schar Eska Toire, the Samcheyu. The reward that you get for learning Torah is the simcha, and the simcha alone is also a mitzvah. Mitzvah. So what's the mitzvah? The mitzvah brings another mitzvah. What's the other mitzvah? The simcha that you have by learning Torah. The schar mitzvah, shia simcha. The schar mitzvah that you get is the simcha, and the simcha is also a mitzvah.
On top of what he says before.
So you have a double mitzvah.
Once you get there, you have a double.
Mitzvah learning Torah, and the reward for that is simcha. And the simcha alone is also mitzvah. So schar mitzvah. Why the Rebbe is the Masham b'Sefer Zoyer? V'zel shoyna. V'losham zera kodesh hazoy. The leis ched v'sekam mekut sheberichu. There's no greater joy for the Eibishter keshata di Yisrael mishtad b'oraisa. Like the time when Yidden learn Torah. V'omrei v'hoyo. Stam simcha klolas l'm lei oilam. The stam simcha that l'm lei oilam is the Eibishter. Loi kolos kevoidoi. So the stam simcha that Hashem has is when Yidden learn Torah. Shu sameach. And when the Eibush is happy, kol oilam b'simcha v'sosoin. Eikev tishmun. So if we listen to Hashem, we learn Torah, so Hashem is happy. When Hashem is happy, kohen. So when Hashem is happy, Hashem is everything in the world, right? Everything in the world is Hashem. There's nothing but Him. So if everything is happy, so everything is happy. So if we learn Torah, Hashem is happy, which is everything. So we're happy.
Simcha klali.
But the is beteves ekev midas hatoyre she odam heulich ekev bestat goydel ibanove beshiflis. So noch abschat zot do right waft sie noch hat das andere Sach. There's a remes in the word ekev. Ekev is the heel. So we know that the person who's humble doesn't walk stolz, walk humble. So the ekev is also a remes on a person walking humble. Oz. When a person is humble, he'll be zoiche to understand the depth of the Torah, deeper and deeper. You will hear deeper things which you haven't heard. If a person is humble, like the heels of the foot, is get to understand, yes. You get to understand deeper and deeper. The Soidus Hashem will reveal to him the Sodot HaTorah, the Kabbalah. Nach HaShtik l'zut HaChaim HaKodesh. Kol HaMitzvah, Yossi. Kol HaMitzvah Tishvin allows us Laman Tichyu Nurevisem. Hashem says all the mitzvahs, if you will heed them properly, you will live and you will multiply. Thank you. He's going to explain this pasuk according to the Mama Chazal in Moed Katan. Shamru, Bona, children, Chaya, life, longevity, and Mezoyna and Panosa, La b'schus Natalia. Has nothing to do with schusim. Ele b'mazlim. It depends on your mazel. So we spoke about this already once, that although it says Ein Mazel Yisrael, the cloud is so that we are above the mazel. So the Sifrei Chasidus explained that Ein is Ayin. The Eibishter who's Ayin, he is our mazel. So if a person connects to a higher level, so you're way above the mazel. So Boneh Chaim is Ein, Ayin, Aleph Yud, the Eibishter is the Ayin. He's the Boris Oilam Yesh Mi'ayin, which is really it's not real pshat because the Eibishter is the Yesh, we're the Ayin,
The opposite.
We're the opposite. But the Eibishter created the world Yesh Mi'ayin, yeah. So we think we are Yesh, but the Ma'aser we're Gunished because the Eibishter is the real Yesh. But in any case, he says, so if you keep the Torah properly, you'll be Zoichet the Bona Chaya Mezoyna. If they will strain themselves, they're guaranteed. You're guaranteed to have these three things. Explains it in the pasuk. Kol HaMitzvah Tishkon Lasis L'man Tichyun. Tichyun is Chius, Chaim, life, longevity.
You see the three.
Urevisem, you'll multiply. Aribonim. Ugosem, V'yirishtem Esaretz. Arei Mezoinen, because Hashem promised us, Eretz Loya, you'll have the whole world and everything that's in it. Bottom Aleim Kol Tuv, Hashem says when you come to Eretz Yisrael, you'll find the houses full of all the goodies, which you didn't have to work for, you got it, free. So if we keep the Torah properly, we do all this. The Bune Chaim Mezoinen. Uma'ata, so now we see.
The fridge filled itself.
Yeah. It's like the Gemara said, the Chazal says that the Osed Lovoi, the gluskoi shall
Grow on the trees.
grow on trees.
Cakes will grow on the tree.
Cakes not. Cakes
Gluskoi.
cakes not healthy. But bread.
Bread. Okay.
But what?
Healthy
So
things.
what will the corns do? That's it. Learn Torah. Oishi.
And watch it grow.
Something to look forward to.
Okay.
Maar
If
de
you call the corn
kennis
tree,
zijn teuren, und und backen brood.
it's like Heisen, the corn tree.
Oh, cornbread.
The cornbread from a corn tree.
So now we see if somebody labors Muftach is guaranteed. Bone v'chayim zoyne. I'll prove it to you. Avraham shamazl hoy magidolav shlayir leibonim. The Medrash says that Avraham was an okar and Sarah was an akora.
From the mouth.
Al pidei chateva, they couldn't have children. But the tzad she is atzem b'shleimus b'avodas Hashem, because he labored and he strained himself to do avodas Hashem with the ganze knack. Nishtana mazel. His mazel changed. Voy lebonim. He was zoicha to a ben. Noch a shtickle from Chaim HaKodesh. There were so many good pieces. Moshe, this week you got your wish. Hashem Elokecha ki hu anois l'cha koyach lasas choyul. You should remember Hashem because He's the one that gives you the koyach lasas choyul. Choyul is panosa. Pirush. Shetzorach lasas liboy al tavosoy. A person has to pay attention to the fact that the Abrish is so good to him. Kim Hashem oisolod. Because everything we have is from Him. It's all gifts. The person remembers constantly every deal that I make, every stone that I buy, and every watch that I sell is the Eibishter. Nobody else. With Chilas Tarbulos Yetzer Adam and the Yetzer Hara, the first trick where he tries to trap us, he wants us to forget that. He doesn't want us to remember the Eibishter at all points. You make a deal, a real estate deal, whatever it is, you sell a good car, make a good deal, a new bakery opened up and they're taking bread from corn. You have to know the Eibishter. To know the Eibishter. B'derech zeh, yikonos labdoi. The Yetzer Hara comes into a person by distorting this detail. That's how he gets him.
Ja.
Ulai, maybe, perhaps, ki lezeh samach mamash achri zeh. Right after that it says, "V'hoyim shechoyach tishkach." If you're going to forget, the double lashon of shikha. Shechoyach dover zeh. Hashem rameitiv lecho. If you're going to forget that Hashem is the one who gives you every single detail in life, it's not only in business. You have a good wife, you have a good house, you have a good car, you have good children. Every single detail the person has in life is from the Eibishter. And you have to remember that constantly remind yourself, because the Yetzer Hara works on us all the time to forget. Once you forget that, you're in trouble. Soifach shetishkach Hashem. You're going to forget the Eibishter completely. Soifach alechas acharim acherim. You're going to go ad kedekach. You'll come to Tina Avodah Zorah. But lo machshava levad, not only machshava b'Avodah Zorah, and b'maisa. Come levadetem anim acherim. Lo avoid shenim mesiyem be'isur. El v'shtachviso lehem mamash ad kedekach. You'll bow down to your Avodah Zorah. And we know that it says in the Sforim HaKadoshim that the Taiva Shalom Hazeh, money is Avodah Zorah, and covet is Avodah Zorah. All these things, Gaiva is Avodah Zorah. Ma? Yes, could become.
If you rely on it more than you rely on the Kodesh Baruch Hu, it becomes Avodah Zarah. Ask a couple of billionaires.
For those days.
No, these days also.
These days
You
too.
don't talk to your wife, you don't talk to your kids, you don't want money, what's on the
Right.
Working more than
Working like Boston, relax.
Ask a billionaire. Ask a billionaire. He thinks nothing can happen. Nothing can change it.
The biggest man
the
wrote.
Zorah is chasing the buck. Not
The biggest man
The
wrote.
person has to have panosa. You give tzedakah, do mitzvahs, ma'asim tovim. But if your whole goal in life is
Choil.
more,
That's
more.
There's a rich man that wanted to die with his car. Maybe now he did. He went into the grave with his car. Wow. Like $1 million car.
Usher
You think the worms didn't get him?
Anshel Rothschild,
It died
one
in
of
the
the
same-
richest people in the world, said, Isaac Weissach, he says,
I'll never die.
I'll never die for hunger.
No, we should.
And he died from hunger. He died from hunger.
He died from hunger.
He
In a
got
safe.
locked into a safe.
He wrote with blood on the
blood.
wall, and all his money in the world, he said. Never say
Never say never. Huh? Come on, Zal. Hamishtach for the Markoilis Chayiv. We just learned in Avodah Zorah. Those who learned Afayemi. If someone who bows down to Markoilis was a crazy type of Avodah Zorah, they used to throw stones at Avodah Zorah. That was Avodah Zorah. So the derech of this Avodah was by throwing stones. But if you bow down to it, which is not the derech Avodah, you're still over.
Yeah.
You're still over.
But even though it's not the death, yeah.
Because not the derech. What are you bound down to? That stupid stone? Alamarata. Remembering this, that Hashem gives us everything in life, that is a gewaldige foundation for Avodas Hashem. And if a person is lacking this thing, the Satan will get you down till he destroy you. This speaks Parsha says, we say it every day in benching. The Shach, Sifsa Kohen, was a Talmud of the Arizal.
I was by a Sian.
Oh,
Yeah. And by his, on his Yotze.
Shamati, he says, I heard. Shekol ha-mevorech al kol ma she'oichel. If a person says a bracha on everything that he eats, ve'in machnis l'gufo shum dover b'loi bracha, he doesn't take anything into his mouth if he doesn't say a proper bracha. Rishoino v'acharoine, a first bracha and an after bracha. Azai, keshemeis, when this person leaves the world after 120, eina toiloim sholtim begufoi. You know what's going on here?
cockroaches.
Can you start late?
The cockroaches.
Can you start late?
What?
What if we start at 25? Yeah, can we
Start today,
at
any
25?
day. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but what about a couple of years behind?
It gets if you do tshuva, everything gets wiped. So this is very frightening, and it's not but it's not only frightening, but it's fakir. It's also it's a very good feeling. If you know that you say every bracha, first bracha and after bracha, the way it should be, you're guaranteed that the worms will not touch you. Pretty crazy, huh?
Can I ask?
Even if you
Can
have
I ask how that benefits
how it benefits?
a person?
The Gemara says. The Gemara says the rimo. The basar hameis, rima b'basar hameis, one rima, one little bite that they take is kemachad b'basar hachai. It's like sticking a needle into someone's body. So every
I
bite.
So we don't understand. I think it's better if we just start
I think
No
yeah.
physical pain. As long, no, it's not upstairs. No, this is in the cave, down here.
Yeah, but the guy's already flying.
There you're not flying. Your neshama is flying. Your body is
How do
here.
you know?
If the Gemara says
you
the
know what
kemachad
happened?
b'basar
Were you supposed to
hachai,
stand
that
back?
is what it is. But we have an eitzah. Talmud of Rizal, he says that if you make a
Macha
bracha,
brucha and done.
yeah, if you take a bracha properly before and after, you're guaranteed that the worms are not going to touch you. Why?
And
So
do tshiva what you didn't.
he explains, "Levishat Elohim hem min haklolo," because the worms are part of the klola that Adam Rishon got in Gan Eden. Shnema, ki techlena atalas. That's the Toichicho. It says that ki techlena atalas, that the Elohim will eat you. V'abrocha shoyis ala meichel, and when a person says a bracha on his food, who hepach min haklola, it's a bracha. Shnema lo nir bracha toch besecho. Ubesecho, what's besecho? Besecho hakever.
The ultimate raw house.
The ultimate house, the final destination. like Yankel Miller, the Batman said, he was once going to cemetery. He had to be. He put it in the GPS. When he arrived, they said, "You have reached your final destination."
But we know the Sippur of Rabbi Yochanan, that the Tolat came out of his
Because he heard
Lashon
the
Hara.
Lashon Hara.
In the sun. Was it related?
Because he heard Lashon Hara.
Right. So this couple
After
tonight,
17 years.
Yeah, but his body was whole for 17 years.
17 years he was whole, he was living in the
He wasn't buried.
answering questions.
He wasn't buried.
Answering questions.
He was answering questions.
He was answering questions.
Came to ask a shaila and he answered.
17 years.
So you see that the body is nicht wegzumachen.
right.
Gam Brocha, Begematria 227.
Zucher.
Kruz. Shemachrizim Olav, they announce in Shemayim,
Those.
Shalei Shum Nezik Bakever, Shubeisoy, Lachem Yisosoi. In his house, don't touch his house. This guy made brachas properly. He's blessed. You can't touch him. Voidi Shloim HaBrach Begematria Zeicher. He remembers and he reminds Hashem's name and everything that he eats. He doesn't enjoy anything in this world without blessing Hashem. That's why he's saved from the worms. So when a person eats, what happens with the food that you eat? You grow from it. So you grew from bracha. Memele, we know that klola doesn't curse, does not have any shaykhs in a place where there's bracha.
And since all of the flesh is bracha.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
whole
touch
body. You grew from bracha. And the Yetzer Hara is very, very strong in these things. Not to say a bracha properly.
Keine mehr geworden. That's the...
Keine mechoilim. I once heard somebody saying brachas over here in the morning. He said, "B'chatanoi." What?
No.
B'chatanoi. It's a b'chatanoi.
No.
Sefer HaChinuch. Sefer HaChinuch is an explanation, and he elaborates.
It's much better delivery.
They're more makbid to say brachas properly. They're not better delivery. They just deliver better because
When you
they.
say Kaddish, near about to the Spanish Sephardi guy says Kaddish, every word is a bang.
Kaddish is very, very holy. It's Kaddish made
When
up.
you say
Wow.
Klal, even when it's different, that's what they done.
So the Yetzer gets them in somewhere else. Gets them somewhere else. Yetzer gets everyone. And so he's a malach and we're human.
Shlomo, we like.
Huh?
Shlomo.
Okay. Sefer HaChinuch says Azoy. He explains the insights of the mitzvahs. Kach mekublani mir Abu Yisai Yishmerim Keil. This I have a Kabbalah from my Rebbes. Shekol Azoy bebirkas hamozoin. Somebody who says birkas hamozon b'kavanah. Mizonotav mitzuyim lo b'kavod kol yamav. He will have panoseh berevach all his life.
Remind us, excuse me.
Who? Reminder.
You can make a bracha all time that you belly still full.
What?
You can make birkat hamazon all time that you still full.
Yeah.
72 minutes, yeah.
But the Gemara says, the Gemara declares a shaila. If you ate somewhere, Avishai, if you ate somewhere and then you're somewhere else, can you bench over there? So the Gemara says, if a person was picking fruit from a tree and was on top of the tree and he left his wallet with $1 million there, will he go back? Of course you go back.
That's what Gemara says?
Yeah.
That's the Mushal?
The Morim Bruchas, yeah.
Golden.
Yeah, the golden purse.
Go back to
Golden
bench.
something.
You go back? Of course you go back. So why shouldn't you go back to bench? It's a guarantee for Kunus.
It's a secret list for golden,
Yeah.
a golden what?
A golden about Bruchas, yeah.
Bintel or something.
Der Mensch gewesen oben auf dem Baum. Hat gegessen Frucht und ist gegangen. Sie ist so zurückgelaufen auf dem Baum zu benchen. Fragt ihn.
If you're in the same room, in the other room, yeah. But not if you're in the borough park and you
Yeah, but I'm not that you went
can
up
see it on the web.
Within
But
Seagate.
it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee for Panusa Berevach. Hello? The Mishnah Brewer brings it. Yeah? Exactly. Look at the next piece. Magid Agudl Mezrich, Mezrich Magid of Dover, who was the Rebbe of Hasidim after the Baal Shem Tov. From me. The Mezritcher Maggid, who was the Rebbe of Dov Be'er, Mezritch, who was the Rebbe of after the Baal Shem Tov, he said, "Hazohi lechavim bebrocha yoysim etfila." You should be careful to be more careful by brachas more than davening. Why? Ki tefila midrabana b'chsamoz mid oiraisa chiv the oiraisa to bench b'chsamoz. V'mechavim b'achila b'shtir b'chsamoz. And if a person is mechavan, he has kavanah when he benches. Goyrim yichud lemalo. It creates a yichud lemalo b'shamayim v'ahava v'achvel. It brings down love. Hashem brings down love to this world. Chol olam is merikim, and all the worlds pour upon us. Shefa ubrocha v'olam atachim. So he brings an interesting ma'aseh over here. Chosed ech this learning from the Rabbi Yismach Moshe. So a chosed once came to his Rebbe Yismach Moshe, and he said, "Shebenoi ein roitz levor b'chsamozim." He said, "Rebbe, I need a bracha." What bracha do you need? My son doesn't like to bench. What do I do? So I said to him, very simple. If you're going to bench at home, every word, loud, as gambincha yivorech, your son is going to learn from you. He's going to bench. We know that every child wants to be like his father. If your father is a fireman, your son wants to be a fireman. If your father is a singer, your son wants to be a singer. If your father sells cars, your son wants to sell cars. If your father is a baker, your son wants to be a baker. That's the fact. So if you see your father benching, he's daf to zayin, your son will also bench. Reb Shlomo Kisviller, who was a big poil Shiur in Yerushalayim. Reb Shlomo Kisviller was a big rebbe in Poland. He had very big following, very big Chasidus. And he wanted to run away from it. He was a boreach min hakavod. So he ran to Eretz Yisrael alone, without gaboim. Nobody knew who he was. He was hanging around Yerushalayim for quite a few years. Nobody knew who he was. He was undercover. Until finally someone from Poland came and said, "You know who this is? This is Shlomo Kisviller." He was a big poil Shiur. The story told about him that he used to sit in Shuk Machne Yehuda by an Arab who was baking pitot. He used to sit there every day. And nobody understood why he's sitting there. So they once asked him.
Before they knew who he was?
Yeah.
So
So somebody asked him, like, no. They asked him, "What are you doing with this Arab?" So he said he sits there and he cuts little pieces of wood and throws it into the fire. That should be pas Yisrael. People should not eat pas akum. So he befriended this Arab who was baking pitot, and everybody was buying from him. He wanted to make sure that he didn't eat proper bread. The big tzaddik.
What year was he?
Shlomo passed away in the
70s?
80 years ago, Bear.
Long time.
Not so long ago. I always remember him.
Almost.
Before the war, right before the war.
No. He came to Israel. He was after the war.
All right.
Yeah, in the beginning of Tafshin, somewhere around there.
Some the Tafshin Kof.
No. Before.
Earlier?
Yeah. Tafshin Chof, I was.
Tushikov was 1960.
60s.
I was born 1960.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
So Shlomo Kisviller said as I. Listen to this, Moshe. He said like this: if you want your children to be Yirei Shamayim, tevorech b'chsamoz mitoy Chasidus. Bench from inside. Children should see that you bench from inside, and that's a segula. Yeladim tovim.
We gotta do all this.
What is this? It's not a time for this.
No.
No, it's finished.
We left the Chaim Kodesh a while ago. You were in La La.
Frank is draaien de tuur terug. Jetzt redt man von 80 years ago.
The Chaim Vital, who was the Talmud Muvik of Darizal, he was the only one that Darizal said he's allowed to write his Torahs. He writes in Shiur HaKodesh. Omali Moirizal. My Rebbe Zichron Levrocha Dari HaKodesh said, Ki ikir hasogas ha'odam el ruach HaKodesh. The most important way, the most crucial way how a person can reach Ruach HaKodesh, Truya al yedei kavanata adam, the kavanah that a person has, v'zirut b'kol b'kat hanehenim. If you have kavanah, every time you make a bracha on food, things that you enjoy, that is the way to reach Ruach HaKodesh. Shal yodam through that, through the brachas that we make, misbatel koyach haklipis hanechozes b'macholim. So we know that everything physical in this world has klipot. So the klipot, when you say bracha b'kavanah, mevatel et haklipot.
It's like peeling a peanut.
הם בורחים. והידי הברכות בכוונה מסיר הקליפות מהם. So when a person says the bracha with kavana, the clippers disintegrate, they run away. Yeah? The Sefer HaKodesh Yesod B'Shorish Avodah. He was a very holy man, very holy rabbi. He wrote a tzavor. He wrote a very, very long, elaborate tzavor to his children, right before he passed away, and it's printed in his Sefer. HaMechaber Kotev Lebanav, he writes to his children, Echtoiv lechem bonai ahuvi, I will write to you, my beloved children, in Yan Echod, ba'avodas boreinu yisbarach shemai v'yisala. Something in avodas Hashem, I want you to remember this. Koydem b'echas hamazon, he reveals to them something that he did all his life. There's koydem b'echas hamazon ach achilosi b'yichidus, b'veisi hakoten. Before Bechas Hamazon, which I did after I ate in privacy, he had a little house, and had a little room where he ate there private. He didn't want to be bothered by anyone. Mesugar kefi shedatam, you know that all my life I ate myself. Hine miroiv pachadosi, I was always feared. Pen yova eza odom, v'nakash al adeles be'emtza Bechas Hamazon, yivat lo yisi mikavanosi. I was always worried that in the middle of benching, someone will come knocking at the door, and he'll disturb me from benching. I'm not going to have my kavanah. Lachein, therefore, before I started Bechas Hamazon, Hispalalti la Hashem, is Allah. I davened to Hashem b'zeh loshen. Yoitzri boiri, my Creator, God, Hatzileni, please save me. Shelo yovai shum odam etzli beis Bechas Hamazon. No one should come bother me while I'm benching. Shelo yivatel kavanos yatevu, not to be mevatel kavanah. After I finish benching, and if I was zoichatak at the bench and nobody bothered me, I thanked Hashem with a tremendous joy. I thank you, Hashem, my Creator, that you saved me, that nobody disturbed me in the middle of benching and disturb my kavanah. So we have gewaldiges gulis here. We have gulis for panosa, we have gulis for bonachai mezoyne, we have panosa for good children.
Not to get eaten by worms.
Yeah, you guaranteed the worms shouldn't eat us. That's a big one.
The worms.
It's very scary.
That's a powerful one.
Nothing left.
Don't leave him somewhere.
That's for the brachas.
Ja, for benchen. Da machen bruches fahren essen und noch essen. In Bechas Hamazon.
What other bracha you make? If you make Bechas in the hand, or
What's the whole part of the Messiah's role? It's a problem.
Mezoynes rolls is one of the 2025
No, because
bluffs.
in the morning you have to hop around, quick breakfast, and 1 o'clock in the so
So my
That's what you're
father,
getting
Olav Shalom, had
You
a
have a golden chest.
my father, Olav Shalom, had a travel agency on 47th Street, corner 13th Avenue. So the entrance was from 47th Street. Right next to it was a luncheonette. So I went there once to buy a coffee. And the guy walks in, I was into Heverman, with the keys and the beepers and the guns hanging from all sides. 3 butter rolls mezoynes with the scrambled eggs. 3 butter rolls mezoynes. He's eating breakfast.
Three.
And he sat there with a post with the ganze knack, reading the paper. He had all the time in the world. But he didn't have time to bench.
I guess the bugs got him.
Huh?
I guess the bugs got him. They're still eating.
maybe you needed 4 or 5 to bench.
I wonder what his worms look like. Yeah. So Abialoch is a zoy. If you eat less than a shiur, and you're not kaveh sud on it, you're not eating for breakfast, you're not eating it for lunch. It's an nash.
You're in the car, you need a nash.
Then it's a mezoynes. Then it's a mezoynes and a brachem and sholosh. But if you're eating for breakfast, The same thing applies to pizza. Yeah, if a person eats one pizza, depends how big it is. Depends how big it is. Depends how big it is. Yeah, if you kaveh suda, you have to wash on the bench. Boishi, I have good news for you. If a person sits down to a thing of rogalach and eats a shiur, you have to wash and bench.
How does that work? Nobody knows that. What do you mean? A guy comes to
What's the shiur?
A shiur for his eyes.
Feet? No.
No.
Three rock
The soiva, the soiva.
Sorry. Yes, sir. Not for one rogalach.
But I have Danish.
If
That's your meal.
If you're full and that's your meal, yeah.
Danish, wenn ich mache Danish auf der Bench, wenn es roh ist, 4,5 Boxes. Wenn ich mache Danish, darf es wegen at least 4,5 Boxes. Deze
Depends who you ask. For me,
Depends how many, yeah.
some people they use the Danish. Some people use the Danish just for filling in the tooth. But if you kaveh sud on it, if that's your breakfast and you had a bunch of Danishes, you definitely have to wash and bench. Even if it has the best cocoa, even if it has the Korn's Bakery.
Ja.
If it's Korn's Bakery, it's definitely the best. No question about it. Yeah?
and I post
My grandmother.
The problem is with corns, you can't stop eating it. I think that if you're sitting down to eat a corn's Danish, you know you're going to have another one or another one. It's so good, so you should wash.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, next to the
Okay, the outcome. Which bite is it? Anybody have the time?
It's 20 after 10. 20 after 9.
Obviously, yeah? Nog een stuk.
Shah.
You should remember Hashem. Because He's the one that gives you energy to become rich. The Targum teaches, He gives you eitzes to buy properties. Very interesting. Very interesting Targum. So let's see. The Bashem Tov, the Bashem Tov al-Torah. He gives you eitzes. Lemikne nichsen. He gives you eitzes which property to buy. Matzosi kos b'shem harivosh. Zechatzar yivach l'chayil on vode yivshol b'shem tov. She'omar amad isesh harishoim meleim charotis. The Gemara said that the Rishoim, the evil people, are constantly regretting because they keep on doing bad things and they have regrets all the time. So he asked the kasha. If the person is always regretting the bad things that he done, then why are they called Rishoim? He's regretting. He doesn't keep on going and doing it with a geschmack. And we know the Gemara says, a person gives kedushin to a woman. Al tanai, the kedushin should be chal if I'm a tzaddik. But the Maisa is a Rosh. What's the halacha? Kedushin is chal. Why? Shema, hirur b'tshuva. Maybe for that split second he thought tshuva. Arezum kadesh, Shema hirur b'tshuva b'liboy. So the Baal Shem Tov Gitay Shazoi. We're not talking about spiritual things that he regrets, that he did wrong and he did. What does it mean? Physical things the person doesn't move in life, business move in life. And then he says, I should have done it this way, I should have done it that way. If I would have done it like this, it would have happened like that. That's a lack in the munah. Because whatever happens in our life, it's all from above. Everything that he does and everything that happens to him in life, it's all bashgocha protis. Whatever comes into your mind, do it this way, do it that way, the other way, it's the Eibishter. If you invest by someone, it's from the Eibishter.
And if it didn't work out, it's from the Eibishter.
He gives you eitzes to invest in properties or in anything in parnosa. Kommt aus. She'ein lo adam nischaret al shum davar she'asa. So never regret anything you did. You think, I should have bought that stone. No. You shouldn't have bought that stone, because that's what Hashem wanted. I should have made this real estate deal. No, I shouldn't. Somebody offered me a good contracting job, and I didn't take it. Don't regret it. It's all from the Eibishter. Kikach nir. Everything that happens from Hashem's will. And if you regret certain things, somebody called you for a good trip, you thought it was a good trip, and you turned it down, and you regret it. Why did I turn it down? Could have made some money. No. He doesn't believe. Okay, that's what's called the Rasha. If you doubt that whatever you did or didn't do is not from the Eibishter, you have a problem. Only thing that we can do is Yirah Shemayim. Okay, I think we'll stop here. Whoever wants to take it home and enjoy the rest of it.
Very, very good stuff today. Very good stuff. Today